The rain had just ended in the meadow. The flowers were sparkling, the grass was shiny, and the air smelled fresh and happy. Tiny puddles shimmered in the garden path like little mirrors made of sky. Bobo the Bunny bounced out from under a leaf, his sky-blue scarf trailing behind him. He sniffed the air and twitched his ears. "Puddles!" he shouted joyfully, and with one great hop, splash! He landed right in the middle of one. The water flew in every direction, and Bobo laughed and shook his ears, spraying more droplets all around. Not far away, from behind a patch of tall wet grass, a tiny yellow chick peeked out. It was Tiki, and she blinked as raindrops sparkled around her. She stepped carefully out onto the path, her little orange feet making soft sounds in the mud. "You're getting all wet," she chirped. "Aren't you cold?" Bobo giggled. "Nope, it feels nice. Wanna try?" Tiki looked at the puddle. She leaned in, poked at it with one foot, then stepped back. "Maybe, not yet," she said softly. Bobo nodded. "Okay," he said cheerfully, and he hopped into the next puddle. Splish! Tiki watched, her head tilted. Every time Bobo splashed, his ears flopped and his scarf spun in the air. And every time, she giggled just a little more. He crouched down, stared at it with excitement, and called, "Tiki, watch this!" He leapt high into the air, ears flapping, scarf flying behind him, and landed with a huge splash. Water flew in every direction. A few drops landed right on Tiki's beak. "Eep!" she squeaked, and then she laughed. Bobo grinned. "Come on, let's jump together!" Tiki stepped closer. Her feet squished in the grass, her feathers ruffled. But just as she stepped near the puddle, her foot slipped in the muddy patch nearby, and she tumbled backward into a small dip in the ground. "Oh no!" she chirped. "Bobo!" Bobo's ears perked up, and he turned quickly. "Tiki!" he called, hurrying to the edge of the puddle. There she was, just a little lower down, not hurt, but stuck in the wet grass with her tiny wings flapping. "I slipped," she said, looking worried. "Hold on, I've got you," Bobo said gently. He reached out his paw, leaned carefully down, and pulled Tiki back up with one big tug. Tiki blinked and caught her breath. "Thanks, Bobo," she whispered. "You're safe," Bobo said with a smile. "Now, shall we try that puddle again?" Bobo held out his paw. Together they counted. 1, 2, 3, jump! Splash! They landed in the puddle, and Tiki chirped and bounced with joy. "I did it," she laughed. And then they did it again and again. Little splashes, big splashes, side splashes, backward hops. The sun began to set, casting golden light across the wet garden. The friends flopped into the soft grass, catching their breath, giggling softly. "I think I like puddles now," Tiki said at last. Bobo smiled and lay his head back in the grass. Because sometimes, trying something new is the best kind of splash.